we have 5 of our portfolio companies to give us an update of how they are doing, right? And I'm sure there are many, many great news to share. That we have 6 minutes, each of them, and it's a kind of flash report. We do this often, and as always, David Olivencia says that great companies produce results every single month to their investors. That's an indication that the company might be doing well in the future. One of them. Don't take that as a warranty. So we have Journey Track, Code GPT, Neurable, Mural, and Más Panadas. The last two are going to be joining virtual. So without further ado, I will call Anya Rodriguez on Journey Track.
All righty. Buenos dias. I'm Anya Rodriguez. Some of you know me. I'm gonna take a little bit of moment. Second time founder. Journey Track's been around for 3.5 years. The other company I own is a consulting firm, 9 figures, a lot of the Fortune 500 companies. My idea came out of that work, working with a lot of enterprise companies on their digital experience, banks, Google being the largest client we have had over time, and the like. And so, but before I go into that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me that I haven't done. Highly a girl too. You know, I later went to Westchester. How about that? I thought you were here. There you go. So Cuban immigrant parents. I was born in New Jersey, and then we moved down to Miami. And I was raised in Hialeah. No money, right? But my dad, he had Cheso Joseita, which is it was a cantinas, or is still a cantinas, that was really sort of built in, and really was a horrible business if you think about it. He never made money. He worked crazy hours, right? But he taught me a lot around resilience and just resourcefulness and just like sazon, right? And so I think from the very start, I was that kid that was sort of rooted in sort of connection, community, and just hustle, right? And so in many ways, the product that I built has been really helping our enterprise customers, really help them understand their customers, anticipate their needs, as well as just making sure that they create experiences for you and I that are powerful and that are not just transactional, but that are really transformational. And that's what Journey Track is about. That's what you invested in if you were one of my angel groups. Angeles was an angel group that invested before I went to VC Capital. So Journey Track, what it is a journey management tool. This is a new category of tools. I know Mural is going to talk a little bit in a little bit. We don't compete with them, but a lot of people substitute with them. We are a deep dive. If you want to kind of go beyond just doing, mapping and just doing stuff, we actually connect data to those maps, right? So if you create an experience, maybe you worked at a bank and you were looking at creating an account and what does that look like? Then our tool lets you, understand what the customers are saying, what your quant data says, what your analytics says, and sort of pulls it together to help you understand what that means for customer lifetime value, for churn, the stuff that executives care. So companies that do this kind of thing, according to Forrester, get 1.6x on CLV. And so this is why it's important, right? A lot of folks are focused on easy to use experiences, transactional, transformational experiences. This work kind of, if you're doing that work at the enterprise level, you're doing this. The challenge that happens is that most of the time it's very siloed, right? You take a Wells Fargo, right? And it's, mortgage department is different than the, cards department, bank. And each person is creating a little bit of that experience. And so when we have multi-relationship kind of with that bank, then it's kind of creates an issue. So I went ahead and founded this in 21. Had like about 15 Fortune 500s in my early beta, and then launched in 22. We're starting to really pick up steam. Last year was a really tough year in general, but Q4 proved to be good again to us, and Q1 is proving to be good. So like last year, we added Insulet, the diabetes company, Kohler, the one that we use for bathrooms, Spirit Airlines, which they need help. Sorry if anybody's in there for that. Home Depot Supply, Alpha, which is one of your Angeles members, Hills Pet, Colette Travel, and then Opinion. Okay, So what's kind of neat is we're a new category tool. G2 hasn't really created what's called a journey management category, but they kind of put us into this journey mapping category. So, you know, Mural, which are kind of similar, are sort of at the top because you can do journey creation in those tools. But the real competitors I have are the ones I haven't read. And so if you notice, I'm in yellow. We're the only one on the right-hand side, which means our customers love us. We're picking up steam. So that's amazing. And if you look at the ranking, we're number 7 according to them. Now, granted, I don't consider 1 through 6 at all competitive. The folks that I'm really competing are the red ones. So we're like, we would be number 1 against all of them, which is really cool. All our competitors are in Europe. Europe tends to be a little bit more mature, but we're now gaining steam and we have European customers, Australian customers, and LATAM customers. So, and the most important thing as an investor, we're about to do something that's going to really revolutionize things. Jorge talked about doing 150 interviews, and that's a lot of data to go through. Well, our tool is going to let you take all that qualitative data, all those interviews, all that data you have from surveys, bam, create a journey. That is going to change things because what that'll do for a lot of companies that have a lot of time and energies trying to create those initial journeys, even if you're starting or enterprise company, you want to create this. And by the way, this is what most companies use to create their strategy and what they want. In the old days, we did process maps. Those are kind of old days kind of stuff. I was an engineer by training, so I kind of know that world, even though I'm that young, right? So, but nowadays, kind of doing this work and understanding it from the customer perspective is key. So we're super excited. This goes live in about a month, and that's going to change things. That's the next pivot up. And so, yeah, it allows you to take all the data. It lets you know exactly, like Jorge, that your quotes, the themes that you have, what are the main things? So if I had the themes of what was happening with DEI and interviewed the whole room, what are the common themes? What are we all saying? What did she say? What did he say? What did he say? You know, that kind of thing. And create what that experience has been for, you know, being a DEI business or DEI investor, or whatever version of that. So it's really neat. And so we're super excited. We're on the cusp about to make about $1 million. So we're moving sort of up, and we're accelerating. So now it's starting to hit. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anya. 6 minutes, 05 seconds. Beat that one. Okay, so I'm glad to introduce now Ramses Alcaide from Neurable. Please join me in welcoming Ramses, the man with the headphones.
Hey, everybody. I want to start off by asking a quick question. How many of you have a wearable device? Just raise your hand. Wow, look around. It's a lot of the group, right? Now, the key thing about wearable devices, oh, and I think, there we go. Well, there we go. Okay, cool. The key thing about wearable devices is that they're completely transforming medicine. Now, I'll give you an example. Right now, when you go to the doctor and they test your heart rate, they can see if you have something like a heart arrhythmia, right? But the thing is, because you're only going into that one snapshot in time at the doctor, it means that you've probably had that heart arrhythmia for so long that now it's bad enough that that one snapshot, they can finally pick it up. But you've had it for years, right? And so the powerful thing about these wearable devices is they started out by tracking things like heart rate, but with machine learning and time, it turned into things like catching heart arrhythmia, right? Same thing with movement. Now your Apple Watch can actually pick up Parkinson's, right? And so the question comes up, what about the brain? The brain is the most important organ in your body, and yet we're not tracking it, right? So the way to track the brain is something called a brain-computer interface, and they look like this, right? They're devices that go on top of your head, but there's some key issues that have really prevented this technology from scaling and changing the world as we know it. The first one is that this technology tends to be very poor on the consumer side when it comes to catching signal. So the data is unreliable. On the scientific end, you have these large cap systems that prevent scalability. Imagine taking one of those large caps around with you all day, right? Just not going to happen, right? So, but if we could capture all this, look at this list These are the different conditions you can pick up with EEG sensors. These are non-invasive brain-computer interface sensors, right? Incredibly large. Imagine tracking Alzheimer's or Parkinson's 10 years before you start showing symptoms, right? That would be transformative, right? Or for example, myself, I have ADHD. I was diagnosed when I was 15 years old. I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for that diagnosis. I wouldn't have my PhD. I wouldn't be having this company. It changed my life. How many people don't get diagnosed until it's too late, right? And so how do we bring this technology into the forefront? Well, that's really where Neurable comes in. Neurable is part of my PhD work at the University of Michigan. It's an AI that boosts the signal of brain data. So instead of having to have large cap systems like you see up there, you can actually use AI to boost the signal and bring it down to something as simple as a pair of headphones. So I actually have the headphones right here. I'll just pass them around. You'll see they're just normal headphones with noise cancellation, et cetera, but on the inside, there's silver fabric that actually records brain activity and then uses our AI to boost the signal up. And what we do is we license this to hardware makers. We put it on a small chip. And then now any product that you can put on your head, whether it's a pair of headphones, as long as it has some sort of electrical conductive material around the ears, for example, we can boost that signal and use it to actually understand the individual. And we can do earbuds. The Department of Defense is our biggest customer, so we can do helmets and even hearing protection systems. And very soon, augmented reality. Imagine controlling augmented reality with your mind, right? And so my update is pretty straightforward. We're on path right now to make the world a brain-computer interface world, right? We're working with some of the biggest players right now. The first customer that we have is Master and Dynamic, which is the headphone that's being passed around. But we're also working with some of the largest companies in the world to make it so that their devices, headphones and earbuds, will soon have our technology built inside of it as well, including the Department of Defense. So very soon, you're going to start to see a plethora of devices coming out, whether it's earbuds that track things like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, AR glasses you control with your mind, right? Helmets that can track a traumatic brain injury, right? Or headphones that help you with focus and attention and preventing burnout, which is what I just passed around right now. And these aren't hypothetical. They're actually happening. Like I said, our biggest customers are the Department of Defense, and they're mainly doing it to track traumatic brain injuries in soldiers. And all of this technology is just starting to happen. So I guess to summarize my entire thing is in the next 2 years, in the next 2 to 5 years, if you buy a pair of headphones or earbuds, they'll probably have neural sensors, and the AI inside of it is going to be us. So thank you so much for your time. And if you want a discount code, just scan that QR code.
Thank you very much. 4 minutes, 26 seconds. Wow. That's a power of synthesis. So let's go to the next company. I don't know if we have Alvaro Chavez. Not yet. Okay. So we will go to Mural with Irfan Misbah, and I think he's joining by Zoom.
I am.
with us
Can you hear me
now?
okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Pleasure to meet everybody. Let me, hopefully the technology works. I'm going to try and share my screen here. And I'm going to do my best to stay at the time limit, but no promises. Let's see. I can do this right. Let's see. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Okay, so quick intro. My name's Irfan Misbah. I'm the CFO here at Mural. I joined the company about 6 months ago. We've gone through a number of changes, both predating my arrival and post my arrival. I will try to get through that fairly quickly here. Just to give everyone here an update, and I should also say I appreciate the time that the team's allowed me to give an update. A little bit on my background. Before I've joined Mural, I've been CFO at a few other both privately owned and private equity backed software companies. The most well-known exit I've had a few years ago, we sold a real estate tech company called Showing Time. We sold to Zillow Group back in 2021. Successful exit. Then prior to that, worked at at a company heading North America finance at Career Builder, where we exited to private equity. So just a little bit about me. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Mural, Mural is a collaboration software among many other things. It allows people to work better, faster, smarter together. Allows teams to connect, whether they're in person or whether they're somewhere else on the globe, and being able to connect and work effectively to get business done. So just a quick agenda. Hopping in to the executive summary. We've had a lot of changes over the last 7 months. So a new CEO joined in July, bringing on a new chief of staff. I joined about a month or so later in the CFO role. We've hired some other key leadership positions, including a new CRO who started in February, and a new chief product officer who's starting in later this month. So number of changes, as you can imagine. With that comes, changes in communication, changes in strategy, etc. But working on improving the speed and just accountability and transparency across the org, and improving the product experience for our customers. So just some key metrics: registered users up 14% month over month, unique website users are up 24% year over year. Cash burn has improved significantly since the new leadership team was put in place. And then some of the things we've learned, the ICP, which is where I'll spend most of my time today, for Mural is functional, and it's important for us to look beyond a broad scope and start narrowing into some of the key areas that we need to focus. We need to make sure we have clear business champions in place for every account. At a high level, we think we're on a 4-year transformation journey here, while we continue to focus on our existing business, while also looking to expand into new areas of opportunity. So we want to get triple-threaded in terms of our business champions in each of our accounts. So focusing on increasing that to close to 100% by the end of this fiscal year. Just some stuff on the strategic imperatives. Again, some of this is redundant. Continue to focus on users and growing that number, focusing on reducing compression and churn, and just innovation across the PLG motion. Quick update on the results. This is through Q3 of our fiscal year. Our Q4 just ended, so we're working on wrapping that up. But the highlights are really Q3 EBITDA turned the corner in Q3, so we were flat quarter over quarter after a decline. Our operating profit improved in Q3 for the first time in 4 quarters was positive. Gross margin continues to improve, and operating expenses are down significantly to better align with the current revenue structure, all with a focus on improving the cash burn and just the way we operate. A quick cash update, where you can see where we've grown to 27.2 at the end of Q3, up just over $2 million. So here's kind of the inflection point we're at right now, right? So we grew steadily before COVID. COVID came in, and we grew significantly by continuing to find ways to help R&D teams in particular, but all parts of an org grow. And then, over the last year or so, things have started to dip a little bit, right? So that's part of why we had to focus a little bit and make some changes at the leadership level. So we're at an inflection point right now, and we believe we got to make some changes. That's what we're working through as we speak. The big change really is a increased focus on ICP and what our ICP looks like. If someone were to go to our website today, you will see that we can be a lot of things to a lot of departments, but that's not all necessarily crystal clear in the way we present ourselves. So we want to change that. And we've hypothesized and then sought information from our existing customer base in the market on what really matters to them. How are they leveraging Mural? So we dug into that and got some really great feedback. We got clarity that with targeted ICPs, your companies are more than likely to get 50% new customers. Clarity of ICPs creates a 29% increase in organizational productivity, amongst many other things. So there's a lot of benefits for us to go this route. We've gotten customer feedback as well, which I'll share in a minute, but we want to narrow things down, right? Get it down to from the company to functional execs, functional business champions, power users understanding the journey of all four of these and the key attributes of all of these is critical for us. Just a few examples. Like if you look at Slack and Zoom, which I'm on right now, you can see like that each of these companies segments out by department. How can Slack be used across IT, engineering, sales? It's not the same thing for each department, right? Same goes for Zoom. Same goes for Loom in this example. We want to get more segment specific and start delivering value to each of the different ICPs we're working with. So just a little bit here on the different areas that we're focused on. And then different areas we're aiming to get to, sales and marketing in particular. Our overall ICP, where you can see we have a high concentration R&D. We're not ignoring R&D moving forward, to be clear. We still have focus there, but we need to increase focus in these other areas, and that's what we aim to do moving forward to help drive future growth. Let's see, let's skip to this one. Here we go. Here's just some feedback from our customers. SAP being a big one, such a great tool that they use across their org. They actually just spoke with us in person at our company kickoff. A few others down here, like ExxonMobil for marketing, the best tool available for virtual brainstorming. So just wanted to share some of the customer feedback we got, including here Mural for sales as well. Working with business plans and putting them into Salesforce doesn't give you a visual. Like so many companies use Salesforce, but Salesforce doesn't answer everything. Mural can be used in a effective way to help close the gaps between account transition. It can be used to speed up the time from lead to closing sales. So we're excited to bring that to life over the next 12 months. Just a few things on our operating investments moving forward, where we're looking to spend our time in over the next year, focusing on new while stabilizing the existing and continuing to innovate on the product side and really start to accelerate that innovation as we bring on new leadership there. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Irfan. Thank you very much for the update.
How did I do on time?
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. So I will not share the time. I think you got into a pit stop at one point.
Sorry.
You did very well. Thank you very much. So let me go to the next founder now. We have Alvaro Chavez from Code GPT. Alvaro, please join us at the stage. And no, not yet. That's not you. Sorry. Oh, okay. That's me. Thank you, Alvaro. Thank you.
Is it working? No. Yeah. Hi, hello. I will try to be short. Francisco asked me to be 5 minutes because we founders speak a lot, so I will try to accomplish what he asked me. I'm from Chile. I'm Alvaro. I'm the CEO of Code GPT. We're 3 co-founders, all technical. We're a very technical company, software development using AI. What we're doing now, we're building this, the agentic AI orchestration platform. So we think of ourselves as a one-stop shop for every company that is creates software and needs AI. So about us, basically, as I said, we are an AI company. We have been working with developers since we started in March 2023. We have 1.7 million downloads in 180 countries. We have people paying in different countries, 70 countries to be specific. Our main market today is US, Europe, Latin America, India, and the rest of Asia. We're partners now. Yesterday, we got the notification from Amazon that we're a partner of Amazon. We're in the Media Inception program. We're Microsoft for a startup partner. We're Endeavor. We have been doing a lot. We are also a Techstars company. And the journey of Code GPT started with my co-founders, Danny. He created something for himself as soon as OpenAI launched ChatGPT in 2022. Danny created Code GPT for himself to start coding faster. Also, that gave us the opportunity to get the trademark of the name Code GPT. So we own that name. That is actually a very good asset to have. As I said, we have 1.7 million downloads. We have been featured by Meta. We have been featured CA Insight of one of the top game changers company for this year, 2025. So we want to be that, right, at the game changer company. We have users on all of these companies and much more, all organic. So we create a very good product, a coding assistant solution that basically went viral. And after that, this is like an update, but I want to tell you what we're doing. What is different from a coding assistant? There's a lot of coding assistant. I know there is a lot of competition out there, but what we're doing different is this. We have the base, is the coding assistant solution. We got 10,000 people every week to download between 10,000, 20,000, all organic, zero cost of acquisition. And then we build 2 layers of service on top of that. So we get a lot of users, individual people, individual developers, download our solution and get exposure to our brand. And then we have 2 levels of service. Those levels of service are meant for companies. The second level of service, and I will explain more later, but basically we create the AI that the company needs. If you are in a bank, you are in a health company, in insurance, airlines, every company have their own tech stack, their own systems, their own language, their own implementation, and they need to have an AI that knows that. And today, you can work with OpenAI, Claude, Anthropic, Mistral, Meta, wherever, but you never, hopefully, they will never have your private data, right? So what we do, we create their own AI for the companies. One case that we did is 2 weeks ago, we created something that is called Base24 agent. Base24 is the system, is a coding scheme that runs the ATMs. Very old, and if you ask Claude, the Anthropic model, one of the top coding models, it says, I know that exists, but I don't know anything about it. And we solved that. So we're creating that. We're going to airlines. They have Amadeus, Sabre, different system, and we create the AI that they need. That's the level service of level 2. We help them to customize. And the level 3 is once you have the AI, the coding assistant, all the developers are using coding, AI to code, you have your own AI, so they can really, really code with your own private information, your own tech stack, your own coding styles, enforcement, healthcare have a regulation, you need to code some in a very specific way, fintech is the same. Then is how we integrate those AI agents vertically in the company. So we start doing more than coding. For example, we were talking with a company today about cybersecurity. What is about cybersecurity? One, you need to know your code, but then you need to audit what is happening in your company, right? It's not code about itself, it's an audit process. So we create agents that know everything about the company. And then we create a custom use case where basically we create a process based on AI agents that identifies cybersecurity. It can be for product managers, product owners. You can do agents for everything with our platform, but basically we are focused on software development. That's our needs, CTOs, tech leads. That's where we are going now. So the 3 levels of service, the first one is a SaaS, pure SaaS, $20 per seat per month. The second one is a layer of service. We charge for that agent that I told you before, $50K. For the one agent, now we're charging $100K, and we'll keep doubling the price until someone laughs at me. And we created more. And then the 3rd level of service is just basically with partners, we create a custom and tailor-made solution using our platform. We charge per interaction, but also we charge for the implementation. And that's where we targeting tickets from $500K, $1 million per year and plus. So this is what I already explained. I will skip this one. So that's what we're doing. Where we are today, I didn't update that number. We're 1,600 paid users. That was last month. So we're growing. 60% engagement, basically That's over 50% is a good number. We're at 60 and we're growing on that. Now we're at 65, 70% on the B2B, the people that is paying and we have an onboarding process with them. 60,000 monthly active users in our platform, 10 million ARR in the pipeline, not in the revenue yet. We will be there soon. And we have been growing 20% month over month for the last few months. And now all of this happened before when we were focusing on growth, the platform, building a good product. And now we are in the process of getting this big enterprise on board in our company. So what we're working on today, these three things, all the teams focus on this, depending on who in the team. One, lighthouse customer. We want to prove that a Fortune 500 company, G2000, a recognized name can work with Code GPT. That's kind of creating validation. The second one is user engagement. We're working very hard to have all these 10,000, 20,000 developers that we get every month have the best engagement that we can have, because those is going to be our promoters inside their companies. So this is kind of our acquisition channel. And the last one that is going to happen with the other two is revenue. Of course, we want to grow faster and faster and faster in revenue, and we're working on that. So this is the pipeline. Again, it's not my revenue, not yet. I'm going to show you the value of a good investor. So we have been growing our pipeline. Angeles VC came in December. And that's kind of the pipeline that we have today. This is a few names that we are working on. Hopefully, we will have a LOI or proof of concept starting with this in the next few days with one of these companies. And I mentioned Angeles VC because when I came in, Angeles started helping me and working me a lot. I have a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. But this is reality. We don't want money itself. We're looking for is partners and people that help us. And this is sincerely, that Adela, David, Francisco have been making a lot of introduction. I told them what we're looking for, and they have been very helpful. That's what we're looking in a partner, is how we can work together, not only money, but we solve problems, right? And one of our problems today is getting the doors of those kind of companies, and we're getting now. We're moving faster, and hopefully, as I said, we will have a proof of concept with one of those starting in the next few days. Actually, I was with one of these guys, so that's why I'm late today. And again, we want to grow that. We want to have at least 10 million ARR at the end of December. That's our goal. I know where we will be at the end of the year. Hopefully more than that, but that's our goal. So that's it. I think I have more slides, but sorry. Sorry.